Hello fellow Cineholics, my name is Mugdha and today I'll be talking about JioBaby's The Great Indian Kitchen. Before moving forward, I would sincerely request you all to please subscribe to the channel. I've been watching a lot of Malayalam movies recently, and since I know a lot of people who aren't aware of the great content produced by Kerala, literally every member of my family and each one of my friends, I thought I might just talk about a few of them that I saw and loved this year. The big possibility is that you've already seen this movie because it was released months ago and got nationwide attention. So देखी ना भी हो तो सुन तो लिया ही होगा. The Great Indian Kitchen is the kind of movie which is not just an example of good cinema but also an important cinema. कहानी बड़ी ही सिंपल सी है. Nimisha Sajjan and Suraj Venjaramuddu get married in a traditional arranged marriage setup. Then we are taken into the life of this newlywed couple, mostly the life of the wife. How this girl understands the dynamics and functioning of this new home and how she tries to settle in with new people. As the name suggests, largely we are shown the Great Indian Kitchen. Acha, whenever you think about kitchen or food, it somehow paints the picture of your mom in your mind, or probably a female figure. For ages, most of us grow up with the notion that kitchen is a women territory, but here, JioBaby in a very subtle way portrays how kitchen actually is a male-dominated place. The kitchen here becomes the symbol of a prison or a cage as a result of oppressive patriarchy. Nimisha Sajjan, the wife, initially assists her mother-in-law and through her figure out घर के काम काज क्या क्या और कैसे कैसे करने हैं. But later when her mother-in-law leaves the house to help out her pregnant daughter, all the responsibilities land upon the shoulder of the newly wedded wife. Now this is where the movie takes a turn and you gradually start to discover how the life of this housewife, or probably most of the Indian housewives, goes on. In the house, in the kitchen, doing the things that the patriarch of the house expects from her. Quite an interesting thing about the movie is there are no names assigned to the characters over here. They are just denoted as husband, wife. Why? Because they do not need names. These are the people you can easily find in almost any other Indian household. Nowhere this movie gets dramatic or tries to spoon-feed the feminist messaging or the horrors of patriarchy. Instead, it continually shows the same daily chores a woman has to do as a housewife. Washing clothes, cleaning the house, making food, etc. alongside showcasing how men of the house instructs her to do these tasks the way they like. All the misogynist attitudes are also illustrated via subtle and quite relatable manner. Whether it's the men looking down upon the capabilities, wishes and in general the presence of a woman, or trying to show the dominance or superiority by not allowing the women to do jobs, or just being the first one to eat food in the house because they are men, so they are more important. This movie speaks volumes of the toxicity of male privileges created by our society. There are no background music for most of the parts, just the whistle of pressure cooker, food getting cooked, the masala ka chhauka, the vegetable getting cut, and you don't even realize how these very sounds of delicious food getting made turns out to be the sounds of horror later in the movie. It's not just about restricting a woman to the four walls of kitchen, but also men taking their work at home also for granted. And unfortunately, even some women have a part in making them feel special, dominant and superior by being tolerant to the patriarchy prevalent in our society or being accepting of the social norms, etc., which you will find here in the movie in subtle ways. All the socially constructed gender roles we observe or sometimes neglect in day-to-day life are weaved together scene by scene, and the narrative here provides a very powerful messaging at its core. JioBaby point fingers towards the toxicity present in the great Indian patriarchal society and sexism that all the females face in their day-to-day life in a domestic household. The performances are so on point. Nimisha Sajjan is flawless with her part. She makes every aspect of her role believable, and so does Suraj Venjaramuddu as a silent, hush-hush, soft-spoken villain who is doing all the toxic and regressive things and don't even realize they are pretty bad because unfortunately he is being conditioned that way. And Suraj acted so well that I genuinely wanted to go inside the movie, make him sit down and try to explain him that, hey, this might not be just you. Your feelings of entitlement might be coming from the way you were conditioned throughout your life as a man. You were brought up to feel more important, maybe because your father acted that way, or because you saw your mother being accepting of the inferior status given in the family, or maybe because your parents gave you more freedom and attention as compared to your sister. But please, let's just end the cycle here and change for better before you and your son and the son of your son also serve as an example of oppressive patriarchy. Each actor is brilliant here, and so is the cinematography and direction. The technical aspects add to the brilliance. Mostly you will feel like watching someone's life through a CCTV camera, or there is some documentary going on. This is the level of authenticity here. Initially, it was released on a platform called NeStream because Netflix and Prime rejected to stream this movie. The good thing is that Amazon has finally released it, so go and watch this movie yaar. I cannot sell it enough. It's an important watch.
अब कन्विंस हो गए या मैं और बोलूं?
And to watch more such important reviews, you can always come back to my channel. You can follow me on my Instagram handle by the same name. Thanks for watching the review. Bye.